said, you know how that go. Yeah. Okay. You know how that go though. I said, you know how that go though. Since I came in this truth, my people don't treat me the same. They love me at my worst, but now they hate what I became. I put my salvation before the money and the fame. Lost some partners on the way, but I just shot that to the game. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. People smile in your face, but they be wicked and they phony. Tell me who shall I fear? What the 1611 on me?
When I was on the corner selling drugs with the thugs, popping bottles in the club, everybody showed me love. But since I came in this truth, my people don't treat me the same. When they see me with my fringes on, they looking at me strange. I guess they hate what I became, but I just charge it to the game. I just stay up in my lane and I will never be ashamed. My new 357 is my 1611, and I always keep it on me, so I'm never feeling lonely. You gon' learn, homie. My own family done turned on me. It's like I'm all alone. Yahweh keep me strong through this long journey. They love me more when I was wicked. We must prepare for war, this holy battle, so addicted. Now they looking like what happened when they listen to me rapping, cause I'm bringing out the truth up in the booth and still snapping. I pray that I stay focused, cause my people around me hopeless. Ever since I started keeping the commandments, I just noticed.
Since I came in this truth, my people don't treat me the same. They love me at my worst, but now they hate what I became. I put my salvation before the money and the fame. Lost some partners on the way, but I just shot that to the game. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. People smile in your face, but they be wicked and they phony. Tell me who shall I fear? What the 1611 on me?
Lord, please protect me from my fake friends. Lord, please forgive me for my wicked sins.
Fake love, fake friends, only friends for occasions. You my friend when I got it all. Please stop the faking. Please don't fake the funk when you come around me. I prove them first, I got the scriptures. Yeah, my script is on me. Study up, look it up. Fake the funk and I cut it up. Check my resume, I cut you off. I see you texting, I reject the call. Secret message, you want all my business. Just to laugh and go tell it all. Try to tell you can't hit Shabbat. Now you miss when I text a call. You a surfing, I see you lurking, I see you working. You gon' be hurting. Tell me what's your purpose? Throw all the shade like you a curtain. You acting fake. That's certain, that's certain. Are you real or are you fake? Are you heathen or are you Jake? If you celebrate pagan holidays, no thanks, I don't wanna play. Real friend, I'll hold it down. 100 soldiers, that's no clowns. 200 boots when we hit the ground.
Since I came in this truth, my people don't treat me the same. They love me at my worst, but now they hate what I became. I put my salvation before the money and the fame. Lost some partners on the way, but I just shot that to the game. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. You used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. People smile in your face, but they be wicked and they phony. Tell me who shall I fear? What the 1611 on me?
A man's foe should come from out of his house, so you can't trust the soul. The wise keep if they mouth closed. My eyes open as I sleep, gotta stay woke and meditate on scriptures a Christian could never dare quote. They say I changed, as I say that was some air quotes. I'm acting strange since I ain't sinning and raising hell, yo. You should stick together like them jabos with Velcro. Now you need some whenever you hit my cell phone. His speech was smooth, but deep in his heart was war. For more have died from the tongue than the edge of the sword. I know they hate me just for your name's sake, but Lord, I'd rather die before I ever start keeping these laws. I swear my family members getting sick of me. Gave them back all of the presents under the Christmas tree. Praying that YASHARAHLA don't put their blood on the leaves, but Lord knows I ain't perfect. God
Since I
mercy
came
on
in this
me.
truth, my people don't treat me the same. They love me at my worst, but now they hate what I became. I put my salvation before the money in the
to the game. I just stay up in my lane and I would never be ashamed. My new 357 is my 1611, and I always keep it on me, so I'm never feeling lonely. You gon' learn, homie. My own family done turned on me. It's like I'm all alone. Yahweh.
Con. All praises. The water for everybody that's tuning in. Right. Make sure when you tune in, you like, share, and subscribe. Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. All praise to the Most High. Right. All praise to the Most High that y'all tuning in. right? Send it to your family members and friends, right? You see the brothers working hard. This is, the school that we had previously, right? And we show y'all this to know that every time we receive these donations, is going directly to building another school, right? And Mosai, this time around, when we put our work into that school, the Mosai establishes us there, Mosai willing, right? So all praise to the Mosai, to water for everybody that's tuning in, right? We're gonna let the mighty Akim from LOZLeeCounty introduce himself. Hallelujah.
Shalom, shalom. It's Captain Kadash from the Light of Zion. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for truly his mercy endure forever. This is Captain Zamar. Shalom.
Khan, shalom, shalom. All praises to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Captain Kai Rum from the Light of Zion. Hallelujah.
God, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All praise be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Captain LOZLeeCounty from the Light of Zion. Hallelujah.
God, shalom, shalom. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is your officer Obadiah from the Light of Zion. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your officer Asher from the Light of Zion.
Khan, all praise to the Most High, to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Right, so we just dropping this a brief intermission. Right, we got the Galatians a breakdown going out. It's powerful breakdown. So we're bringing out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All praise to the Most High, to everybody that continues to tune into those biblical lessons right through the spirit. But we had to really address this this whole buffalo shooter situation. We addressed it a couple months ago. Not a couple months ago when it actually happened. YouTube actually took down the video, right? We didn't even play the video. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We just played a couple interviews and things of that nature. They took that video down, so we got to be a little bit more careful, right? But we're going to still bring out the truth, right? I know y'all seen the verdict that happened, and you seen the brother's reaction. Damn near went to go jump on him, right? And that brother pretty much is speaking for everybody, right? So before we get into it, right, let's open up with the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. The book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 17, Baba Bushah, Most High willing. Right? This is the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. Right? So everything that we do it to glorify the Most High. We are unprofitable servants for the Most High. This is our duty, right? That's what the Yahushai told us. So that we have done which was our duty to do, right? Let's actually get that right quick. This is why we go out and teach our people, wake them up, right? Break down the strongholds of Christianity, religion, doctrine, philosophy, and things of that nature, right? Can somebody give me the book of Luke 17 and 10, Baba Bushah? Khan. This is why it's so important that we go out there and we teach our people, right? And that we say that's why we bring out Isaiah 49 and 5 so much, because we are the servants of the Most High, right? Once we can get this law back into this land for our people, then you can see that decrease, right? That decrease of wickedness, right? But now we see, since the law is not in the land, that's why Yahushua told us, since lawlessness shall increase, the love of many shall wax cold, due to the lack of the law in the land. All we can do is try to bring it to our people before it's too late. Right, so bring that out, King. Luke 17 and 10.
Okay. This is the book of Luke, chapter 17 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
So likewise ye, when ye shall have done all these things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
Right, this is our duty, man. To go out to teach our people, waking up, bring them back to repentance so they can know who they are, come back to the Most High. That is our duty, our occupation, our obligation for the Most High, because we are servants for the Most High, unprofitable servants for the Most High, because everything that we do is to give honor and glory to the Most High, right? So, we had a video a couple months ago on it. We brought out a couple different things. The Buffalo Shooter had a manifesto going through a couple different things, right? A lot of different things he addressed in that manifesto. I actually was looking around to try to find it. I don't know if brothers has it still, but I definitely can't find it nowhere online anymore. I might see some screenshots and things like that, but there was a lot of things being said in that manifesto and it's very difficult to find nowadays. But it was a couple. It's crazy things that he was addressing. I wish I could pull up a couple references, but it's been difficult trying to find that manifesto. But I'm gonna just play this first clip. I know everybody was pretty much probably seeing this clip already, right? And this is pretty much the reaction that any of our brothers was had, right? To try to get our hands on this on Esau, man. Right? So let me play this right quick. All right.
We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do Let's go.
Right? See that? You see that? See that? That's the type of reaction you have when you staring down a person that just killed your entire family, right? And these are the people, right, that you want to marry, you want to bring home to your family. These are the people that you want to teach you the Bible.
This is what John 3:16 talking about.
Right. This is John 3:16.
These the same people you want in the kingdom with you.
Right. Holding hands, kumbaya. Right. These are the people that you want, man. Right. Let me get that Ecclesiastes 7:9. Right. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 9.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Right.
Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry.
That's like Ecclesiastes 7 and 7.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Why? This oppression, right? This systemic protection by giving this brother the what's they call it? Life, right? That's not life. Giving him life is not the life we talking about. Right? That's not the life that we talking about. Sentencing him to life, no, that's not the life that we talking about. Right? There's blood that needs to be shed. That's the only proper collateral for the damage he has done to our people, man. Give me that in Genesis 9 and 6. Right? The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 6. Right, brother side precepts, bring it out. Right? The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 6. This is crazy, man. Right? You see the sister trying to tell, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep the peace, but you can't keep that in, man. Right? They take family members. Come on, man.
I got it. There's the book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 6. Whoso sheddeth a man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed.
Right. So it says, whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Right? You have to get what you got, man. Not no life sentence.
Right.
Sentence you to life. You still got a roof over your head. You still laying in bed. You still get a meal. Right? They probably eventually gonna give him a phone call to talk to his people. Right?
Khan, and that precept was going into, the shedding of the blood, right? Esau just got this thing, they just, since the beginning of time, they've had a hatred for us. There's been a jealousy that they've had for us. There's envy, when I think about it, their hatred is because they envy us so much. They can't be who we are. They can't do what we do, right? So naturally, they're going to try to destroy us. Somebody give me Ezekiel 35 and 5 barbecue shop, right? Because this is not something that can be rectified by us, signing a treaty or writing a law into office or having to sit down. We've done all of these different things. We've tried all of these different options. Nothing has ever worked. This is a spiritual situation,
Right.
right?
We marched already, Cap.
We've marched
We
to another
marched
planet
already.
by now. If you add up,
Con,
if we had
if you
Apple
added the
Watches plugged
steps,
in and we counted up all the marching
right?
we did, we
No,
on
that's
another
real.
planet.
That's
You
real,
know,
Cap. Yeah.
so we've tried everything, right? But there's something that has to happen because we all know, those of us that the Most High blessed to wake up, right? We know that this is a spiritual situation, right? And through the spirit and the power of the Most High, that's the only way it's going to be rectified. So Ezekiel 35 and 5, Baba Kusha, whoever got it.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
I'm gonna have you keep reading on that in just a second, but see, that's exactly what transpired, right? The scriptures came to fruition, right? Everything came to pass. We see this happen like every day. There's so many names that are attached to this, and so that we've seen publicly the hatred of Esau, right, be poured out upon us on film, on camera, and there's countless lives of Israelites that died and nobody knew, don't know who they are. There was never a story about it, but there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of us that have been killed from the hatred that Esau has for us, right? And so, they shed our blood. They shed our blood all over this country, all over the four corners of the earth, because this is a curse that the Most put on us for our disobedience, right? Read on, verse 6, Baba Kusha.
Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Salah, since thou hast hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Right, so that blood is going to pursue Esau at the time appointed by the Most High. Right, that blood is that recompense is going to come back by the hand of Israel through the spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh, right? And that's pursuant to it also goes along with Numbers 35 and 5, right? Or 35 and I think it's 35 and 5, whatever it is. The point is that 35 33 the Water King, but the point is they are going to have to pay for what they've done, and they don't even get it. They don't get it, right? And they continue to perpetuate, their hatred for us, and they continue, but at the same time, they'll turn around and say, we're the violent ones. We might have issues against each other. We might have black on black crime, but it's rare that you see us going out and killing their people in mass numbers, right? And that just goes to show that perpetual hatred.
Khan, I found the manifesto. Okay,
Khan,
if you
all
want to use it.
praises. Khan, I wanted to pull up there's something I wanted to pull up in there. 1 second.
Khan,
can you send it? Yeah, Khan.
It's kind of crazy how I found it though. I'm gonna show you, but it's some real nerdy type stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
Oh, the Water King.
Yeah, they were. I was looking it up too. It was people were commenting and saying like Google is hiding it, so I had to go through an alternate search engine to find it. But it wasn't like Firefox, and it was like a search engine that so-called hackers use and stuff.
Right. You don't gotta bring out the preset, Bach. You don't gotta bring out the preset. Con. You had to go into the spirit realm.
For real, I found that in the spirit, bro. That was crazy.
All praises. All right, let me pull this.
It's 180 pages long too.
I know. Yeah.
The manifesto 180 pages.
Con.
It goes. I was just skimming over it just now, and it's crazy.
He talks about a lot, right? He brings it out about how the quote unquote tiny hats descend from Edom, right? He goes into the Talmud, right? It's crazy.
He said all of that.
Con,
wait a minute. That's wild. I never knew that.
I'm gonna pull up a couple things that he said in that manifesto, and it's pretty wild, It's pretty wild. He said, "Yeah, them niggas. Yeah, I'm gonna just go touch a couple key points on that. But just to give y'all an idea of the things that was mentioned in this manifesto, all praise to the Most High, the water captain,
Can
Nathaniel.
can I bring out some precepts while you searching through
Hallelujah.
it, or you already got something?
You got you go ahead, King.
Con, so just to go a little bit deeper, because we understand these things happen to us for a reason.
Right.
A lot of times we on the side of the streets and people see us and they just kind of, they scriptures say they pull away the shoulder from hearing the law, statutes, and commandments. But this is the root cause of the problem. So when you read Leviticus chapter 26, going into the curses, some of the things that will happen to us. Right, I'm gonna read Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 17, and it says, "And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you." So, that's really going into what the Most High is setting up in place because we have been disobedient to His word. And if you truly understand scriptures, you'll realize that the reason why we're getting on Esau or Edom or the things that happen to us is because the Most High uses these same people as His sword, right? And I'm gonna get Psalms. Somebody get Psalms chapter 17 real quick for me. I think it's Psalms 17 and 13. I think that's what I want.
Con, I got you.
Read that for me out.
Con, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
From the wicked, from my enemies, which is thy sword. So the Most High uses the wicked as His sword. He uses the wicked to punish people. All right. And when we have these instances have been going on for a long time. This isn't something new. I mean, since we stepped foot off out of slavery or off the slave ship, we have had situations like this happen. Hate crimes against us. Imagine being in a grocery store, you pushing your shopping cart looking for a cheese basket, and somebody pull out the AK to take your life because they hate you. But when you look deeper into that, this is all stemming from disobedience from the Most High, to the Most High. The Most High said He will set His face against us, and that's what He did in that grocery store when it comes down to it. So, you know, not to go off on a tangent, but let's when we talk about the problem, that's the problem. Us not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But Con, go ahead, Op.
That's powerful. If you got any precepts, officer after you got any precepts, you can bring it out. I'm still trying to pull that up.
Can somebody give me Sirach 12 and verse 10? Because the reason I'm pulling this precept is because I'm pretty sure before the woman and the man that jumped across the table ready to take that Edomite's head off, I'm pretty sure they were trusting in these people. They were caring about these people. They believed in the John 3:16 that God so loved the world and gave His only begotten Son to save everybody. Our people, I believe they've been serenaded almost to sleep, to where all they want is nothing but peace. It's like Israel's the most forgiving people when it comes to other people doing us wrong. But when it's your own brother that do you wrong, you ready to take his life, man. But let me get that real quick. Somebody got it?
Con, I got you. I got you. Con, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never what?
For like as iron rusted, never trust thine enemy.
Read on.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. Like you could see that this Edomite wickedness was definitely showing. He had the word nigger on the gun. He was laying down his anger and his rage. All his hate, that perpetual hatred was placed all on those people that day. And you still have people wanting to forgive him after everything he has done. He has taken precious lives, Israelite lives away. Some people will never be able to talk to their loved one. They'll never get to feel, to touch them, to hug them, to hold them with joy and happiness and hear their voice ever again. But his family's gonna have the chance to do that, even though he may be locked up in prison. This
Con,
book,
and you know,
go ahead, no, go ahead.
you know, I was just gonna say the funny thing is when you see these Edomites do crimes like this, they don't do crimes against, you know, the young Jakes, right? They don't do it against us, like people who you know are ready. You
Right.
understand? They do it to the ones who are kind of feeble, the ones who are a little weaker, they're up in age and things like that. They know that
Vulnerable.
there's Jake that will, yeah, vulnerable, right? They know that there's Jakes out here that's really ready to take it to that level. But you don't see them going after them. They're not going after the brothers by the corner store in Franklin Park, right? You don't see them driving by doing that to them.
Right.
You don't see them going by the corner store on Lotta Hill, Deep Side,
Right.
right? They want to go to the grocery
They ain't
store
pulling up on
where
Old Block.
right? They're not pulling up on Old Block. The young boys that's ready, that's really on that
Right.
type of time. They're not
Right.
doing that. And that goes to show you how weak these people are, right? If you really say you that strong, go up against the strongest and see what happens. You know, but it just goes to show that these people are truly cowards, man, and it's not in their spirit. You know, but I just wanted to bring that out. Go ahead, Salat.
Kind of, I don't really have too much else to say other than like it really bothers me that Jake is so forgiving towards the other nations, but they don't want to forgive their own people. You know what I'm saying? Like just for them, it has to take a grievous situation for Israel to finally catch on, to finally say, oh, maybe I should not trust these people. Or you know what? I can't hang around them. I can't deal with them. I shouldn't even be speaking with them or be in the same vicinity because I know that I can't trust these people because they're always going to be the enemy, and they're going to continually be the enemy according to the scriptures. And I yield to my point.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Right. So I wanted to just touch on a couple things. This is like the brother, right? It's 184 pages, but I just want to touch on a couple different things that he said, and I want y'all to fully understand that the things that this man was saying, right? I'm gonna just let y'all decide, right? But when he's first asked if he's a white supremacist, let me see this right. Right. So it says, are you a white supremacist? I said, yes, I would call myself a white supremacist. After all, which race is responsible for the world we live in today? We know the classic Job 9:24, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know which race is responsible for the world we live in today, right? Give me hold Job 9:24 and Salakia and also when the righteous are in authority, right? Right? When the righteous are in authority in Proverbs, right? So it says, which race is responsible for the world we live in today? Right? It's the modern day Romans, right? The Roman Empire, right? I believe the white race is superior in the brain to all other races, right? Let me get that precept.
Which one? You want Proverbs 29:2 first?
Yeah, let me get Proverbs 29:2 first. Right?
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Right.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
What?
When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
The people mourn. Right? The people mourn. Right? When the wicked beareth rule, there's no rejoicing in the land. Our people can't rejoice. They're passing all these laws, all these alphabet laws for that community. Right? You got Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and all these Transformers all around, right? Teaching your children, right? You got drag queens in the school.
Right.
Right? The people are mourning, man. Right? We're not rejoicing in this.
Kind of like, how are you gonna be able to raise children in an environment like this?
Right.
Like they don't even, like, how you gonna teach a child what he was born to be?
Right.
You know,
The
and when he
TV.
looks around and his friends are saying, you know, I'm actually this.
Right.
I'm
I'm a
not really
pencil.
a boy.
I'm a highlighter. I'm a crayon.
I'm a
Right.
deer.
I'm a deer. I'm a desk. I'm a
I'm a
table.
gazelle.
Right. You're right. This is the confusion that the Most High is not the author of. Right. So it says, but when the wicked beareth rule, meaning what? When the wicked is ruling, when they're in their rulership, when they beareth rule, right? The people mourn. Right. So he understands. You got to give it to you got to understand he knows what's going on. Right? He knows who's in charge, he knows who he descends from, and he knows he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. But a lot of our people don't know it. Right? So and we keep going, just a couple things. He says, are you racist? Yes, I am racist because I believe in differences of capabilities between races. Right? Now the scriptures tell you one shall be stronger than the other.
Right.
Right? That's not off. Right? Now I want you to be very clear. We have to understand the mentality, right? Because and the spirit behind this, right? You got to understand the spirit behind this, because this comes directly from the mind state of the Idumeans, the mind state of the wicked in all the earth, right? Before I continue, right? Let me just read this right quick, because we got to understand the people that we're reading about. The scriptures called the wicked in all the earth. Right. Let me pull this up right quick. Right. Let me pull this up right quick. And somebody can read this. If somebody has their apocrypha, actually, somebody, it's probably going to be difficult to bring it out. But the Song of the Three Holy Children, if y'all know what I want in there. But the Song of the Three Holy Children, if you could bring that out, if I'm not mistaken, and start at verse 20. Right, the Song of the Three Holy Children, and we're going to start at verse 20. Right,
verse 20.
Let me see. Let me just pull it up right quick.
Right. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works.
Let me see. Let me pull it up right for a second. All right, pulled it up right quick. Just had it up. One moment. Yeah, start from there, King.
Okay, Khan. It's the Song of the Three Holy Children, chapter 1, verse 20.
Start at verse 9. That's what I wanted. Salakia.
Khan.
Right?
And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
Right. The Most High delivered us into the hands of lawless enemies. Right? Who are these lawless enemy? Right? Who does not take heed to the law? Right? Scripture says the law is slack in the land. Right? To the lawless enemies. These are the people of the other nations primarily, right? The Idumeans, right? Keep going.
And most hateful forsakers of the Most High.
They're what?
Most hateful forsakers of the Most High.
They are the most hateful forsakers of God. The most hateful forsakers of the Most High. Right? These people that are in rulership. Right? The wicked in this earth. Right? They're the most hateful forsakers of the Most High. Right? The scripture says that they're the vile, they're the most vile of the earth. Paraphrasing. Right? Keep going.
And to an unjust king.
They got Edomites all over this country, right? Ruling us. Right? Giving out wicked decrees. Brothers and sisters losing their jobs because they don't want to get something injected in their body. Right? They got all these different laws going around for the alphabet community. To the unjust king. And what is these other nations? What is this Idumean? Keep reading.
And the most wicked in all the world.
And the most what?
Wicked in all the world.
All right, the so-called Caucasian man is the most what?
Wicked in all the world.
The most wicked in all the world, man. They are the most wicked in all the world. That is the spirit of Esau, man. That is the spirit of the Caucasians, the most wicked in all the world. Right? That's the spirit that they have. That's what we're dealing with, man. And our people want to hug up. Our people want to hold hands. Right? Bring them to church. Go to their church. Right? This is what we got to deal with. This is why we out here, right? So let's keep going on that. I wanted to just show that as well. You see the mind state of this man, right? And then let's see what he says about using force. Let's see right here. One of the questions he was asking. Watch this. Look what he says in this, right? Somebody can somebody see my screen?
Con.
Now somebody read that for me, Baba Gusha. We can break this down through the spirit.
Con. Violence isn't the answer.
Right.
Why are you using force?
Mm-hmm.
There's no nation in the world that wasn't founded by or maintained by the use of force. Force is power.
How did the Levites get their independence? You think they went marching? Right? You think they had a parade? Right? You think they said, let's make a Black History Month? No, there had to be bloodshed.
Right.
Right? People had to die. Blood had to be shed. Right? Keep going.
Con. History is the history of power. Oh, Salat. History is the history of power. Violence is power. And violence.
Hold on. Repeat that again, man.
Con. Violence is power.
As violence is power, man.
I got a precept.
Come on, go ahead, King.
Let me get Genesis. Let's go to the basics. Genesis chapter 27. Let's get verse 38. Because these people, I mean, that was their blessing at the end of the day.
Right.
Right. This is what they live by. This is how, just like you bringing out that, this is how they have conquered.
Right.
You know, all of their they went over there. They didn't ask for these places. They didn't ask for America.
Right.
Right. They didn't ask for. They took these things by force. Right. And this matches up with the scriptures 100%. Let's get Genesis 27 and verse 38.
And that's the reality of it, Cap. The things that he's saying match up with the scriptures. Right? I'll read that. This is book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Now, if everybody remembers the story, remember Jacob tricked his father into receiving the blessing, right? I mean, when it comes down to it, it really wasn't a trick. It was supposed to happen in the first place, but that's another story, right?
Righteous deception. We could deal with that if y'all
want. Right? Read on that.
Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
All right, so this is Isaac, his father, giving Esau his blessing. Jacob received the blessing. Now he's giving his blessing to Esau. So remember, the nations received the blessing, right? They didn't receive the number one blessing, right? Which is to be the children of the Most High, to have the law, statutes, and commandments, and to have the promises and the oracles, right? The covenant, right? But they received the blessing, and this was his blessing, the fatness of the earth, the dew of the heaven, right? Read on.
And by the sword shalt thou live.
Meaning what? How he lives is to kill, right? The sword is used to kill. He lives by that, right? This is how he survives. He can't survive any other way unless it's by killing. All of the nations that are ran by Esau or Edomites, you will realize that they have a system in place where it revolves around killing, right? And they use many mechanisms, right? It's not just the gun. They use the food, they use the air, they use the medication, they use everything. It's all about killing. This is how they survive. is to kill, right? Read on.
Con, and shalt serve thy brother,
Right,
and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
right, and that's prophecy that's coming to pass as we speak. That's going to come to pass, right? So he's going in the end. Esau is going to serve us,
That's right.
right? When we have the dominion, then we shall break that yoke, the yoke of this world off of our neck. But the point I want to bring out is that this is how easy what this man is saying in this manifesto is he lives by the sword. His
Right,
people takes by violence. They take by force, right? They do these things. This is how they get by,
right.
right? So go ahead, Salah.
That's a powerful, powerful precept, right? What he's saying is a pure manifestation of the identity and the nature of Esau. Right? That's what this is. That's what he's exposing. Go ahead, Officer Ashababa Gashar. Go ahead and finish that off.
Con. Violence is power,
Right?
and violence is the reality of history. Violence is the only way to make real change in the world.
Hold on. It said violence is the reality of history. Right? Do you think we got out of Egypt by protesting? By marching? Right? No, there was violence that had to take place. Even when we left Egypt, the Egyptians turned into surfboards.
Right. People getting murked.
They getting murked. Right? Drowning. Right? By violence. We see that through the scriptures as well, man. Right? David had to defeat Goliath by violence. You think he just said, hey, man, I know you're a Philistine and all that, but, right, let me just love my enemy. Right? That was not happening. There was war that had to be, there was blood that had to be shed, man. Right? He said that's the reality of history. We see that in the biblical history as well. All right, keep going on that, King.
Con. Violence is power, and violence is the reality of history. Violence is the only way to make real change in the world. The reason why peaceful protests are allowed is because they don't make any actual difference.
Right. Right. Isn't that not what we say? Right? Yeah, them boys marching. I gotta change now. Let me put this switch up. Right.
I got one precept I want to bring out real quick. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 2. And it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence.
And do what?
And take them by violence.
That's cold.
And houses and take them away. So they oppressed a man in his house, even a man and his heritage.
Ooh.
What's
Come
that
on, man.
Right on the money, y'all.
Micah 2:2.
That's right on the money.
Right.
And read that again, King Baba Gusha.
Come on, Micah 2:2. It says, and they covet fields.
Meaning what? That's the fields. What does the field represent? The lands that they conquered. Right? The colonization, the gentrification. Right? They covet fields. They're not dealing with thou shalt not covet. They're not dealing with the law. We just read that they're the lawless enemies of the Most High. They covet fields. They covet lands. Keep going.
And take them by violence.
And do what?
And take them by violence.
Scriptures is too real, man.
Come on, man. They're not talking about this in the church. Where else you gonna get this knowledge?
Right.
You can't learn this on Sundays, man. They're not talking about the people that continuously murder them, and take fields by violence all over the earth.
And the new thing now is they're saying everything is a metaphor, and it's not really what it is.
That's pretty sick.
That's insane.
That's an excuse for not knowing how to break down the scriptures. Because when you say everything's a metaphor, then you could put your own spin on every scripture in the book.
Cap, remember we was debating the brother. He said that's spiritually literal.
Yeah,
right? Spiritually literal, doctor.
Good.
Right? They got to make up everything because the scriptures just can't be plain on tables. It just can't. It can't be just plain on tables. Right? That's a beautiful, cold, right on the money precept. Micah 2:2. All right. So we see what he's saying is scriptural, man. That's the main point I wanted to bring out. It's scriptural, right? But and I want to go to one more point. You know, I don't want to. You know, I know we're running short on time. I wanted to pull up something as well. It's my last thing I wanted to address. Like we said, this is 180 pages, right, of a lot of information, a lot of things that he said. But I want to read this part that definitely caught my attention as well, right? That definitely caught my attention. Let's read this from the top. Right now, you got to pick out the bones just like anything you read, but to get the gist of what's being said, right? Sluck, Officer Asher, can you read this right here, King?
Con. I got you. Con. All ethnic Jews are descendants of what's that? AMH?
Con
of AMH. I don't know what that is. And Neanderthals of Western Asia, who then spread to Europe, Northern Africa, and Southwest Asia, where they then interbred with
interbred.
Interbred.
Let me try to closer. Is it it looks kind of far?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to zoom in on this 1 second.
All right, that's good. That's good right there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, slot.
Too close.
All right, come.
A little closer. It's a lot. A little closer.
Let me see if I can.
A little bit. Just a smidge, bro.
Let me try to see. I'll just move it when you get to that point.
Con. I'll start from the top.
Right.
All ethnic Jews are descendants of AMH and Neanderthals of Western Asia, who then spread to Europe, Northern Africa, and Southwest Asia, where they then interbred with other early Homo sapiens. Jews have a 3,000-year history of in marriage and isolation from other races and religions, giving them a very distinct genetic signature.
Right.
Of course, they are not all inbred. Many interacted with others and created mixtures.
Right.
Ashkenazi and
Sephardi
Jews, for example, tend to many Eastern and Central European genes mixed into them.
Right. They tend to have many Eastern and Central European genes mixed into them. Here's the point, right?
Good. Ashkenazi Jews are mostly descendants of ethnic Europeans and the Edomites.
And the who?
And the Edomites. This is a cutter. While Sephardi Jews tend to be a mix between the Edomites and ethnic Western Europeans and North Africans. Ethnic Jews can be found by having a dominant mitochondrial haplogroup J.
Right. So we see the man is a lot going on, but
That's
see the
crazy,
point.
Man.
Right? They can also be found by having an extendo nose too.
On a round clip.
Good. Right. So we see this is something that's something very ironic to mention. Now, the man also goes into the Talmud, right, and the things that's being said in the Talmud, right. Now, this is now I don't want to get too deep into the whole tiny hack, but I just want to give y'all just a couple things here because this is because I want y'all to understand when this to give y'all a quick story. I was on the plantation and there was this Jake that I worked with, and it was this Edomite lady, and conversation was being had, and she told the brother, he said, oh, she was saying something about Yiddish, right? I said that's a Germanic, right, dialect, right? Not the modern Hebrew. And she said something to the brother, and she said, oh, what do you have to say about that, goyim, right? Or goy? And the brother didn't know
Wow.
what
You're right. You
that
don't know
meant.
what's going
He don't know
on.
what's going on. He kind of just kept
Dang.
going. And I'm looking like I can really expose myself right now, right? You know, brothers got to be brothers can't go camp mode on the plantation,
Right.
right? Right. We on a recorded call on, you know, if you online and things like that, you got to have recorded calls on the teams. Brothers know about things like that, right? Or virtual classrooms and things of that nature at work. I'm like, yo, I can really expose this lady for what she just said. The brother just minded his business. He just keep going on with the conversation. He don't know what's going on. I'm thinking, and when I it's funny because when I let her know about how, you know, you speaking that Germanic dialect, that Ashkenazi dialect, she was like, oh, I didn't know you knew that, right? Oh, I didn't know you were a linguist, right?
That's
Right?
it.
Right? You
That's
know how
when
they
you knew
do.
she
You know how
effed
they
up.
do.
She
Right?
ain't call you a goyim
Right,
though.
right. She was
Right,
like,
right.
oh, right. She said, "Oh, these dumb N words don't know what's going on in this class. I could just call them a goyim." I said, "But I know everybody didn't catch it. I caught it though, right?" But what killed me is the fact that when you actually read about what these quote unquote tiny hats, right, the you wish people, right, what they say about quote unquote goyim is insane. So for her to
Mm-hmm.
say that to him shows you how they really feel, man. So I
Con.
just want to read a
Gone.
couple of these things. Look at this. Look at this right here. Sanhedrin 59:8. Murdering goyim is like killing a wild animal.
Gone. And that's what I was gonna say too.
Right?
There when just for the people that don't know what goyim is, it just means to like a cattle or an animal.
Well, goyim.
Con. That's what they were like referring to, if I'm
Oh
correct.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
word
Khan.
goyim, like they treat them like cattle. Like
Right. They're treating them like cattle. Right. But you know, I don't know if I'm losing my senses. But so like yeah. So you're saying goyim means cattle?
to my understanding, I don't know for sure, but I
No, go
always referred to
that
like when they were calling them goyim, they were just talking to them like they were less than nothing or like a cattle
no,
or a
that's
slave in a way.
correct. But goyim goes
Okay.
back to goy, meaning nations or heathens.
Like Gentiles.
Gentiles, yes. So
Mm.
when she called him goyim, she's saying, "Nigga, you just a heathen, nigga." Right? Excuse my language. Right? When you go to that word goyim, that literally means a nation. So for her to call her a goy or goyim, this is what she thinks. This is what she's saying. It said, "Nigga, you less than an animal. I'll kill you just like an animal." Right?
I, I
Goyim.
I seen a video
Mhm.
of a Jewish man literally
Right.
throwing up on this black lady.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, like he stuck it, like he just, like it was projectile, you know, and she
Wow.
just sat there and took it. Couldn't do nothing. It was a grown man. She couldn't do nothing about it. He just threw up on the lady. Like you could tell it was like, it was his intent was
Right.
there. Like, I want to show you what you are to me, which is
Right.
nothing.
Look, and this speaks on what you just said, Cap. Look what it says. It says, Hilkoth Akum, show no mercy to the Goyim. Right? Right. I'm not gonna get too deep into this because you know the Talmud gets real crazy. Right?
That's crazy though that this Satan calling out Satan right now, but
Right.
it's kind of crazy though that he did
Satan
his
call out Satan. Right.
research into this like really brought up the precepts of the Talmud
Right.
and why he's doing what he's doing
Mhm.
right now and why he feels this disdain for the fake Jews. You know,
Right.
that's very interesting for that to, and that's I think that goes all hand in hand with the Most High lifting up the skirt.
That's right.
You know.
That's right, King. And you got to understand, this is obviously going to be dismissed. Of course, this is going to be dismissed because guess where it came from? It came from this man that shot 13 people. So this is going to be all dismissed and forgotten about, right? But look at these things that it says: do not save Goyim in danger of death, right? These are the things that so for her to call that brother a Goyim shows you how they really feel, right?
Khan, and that there's scriptures that say be peaceable with all men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to show that like they really don't be following the Bible. They wrote their own Bible.
Of course,
the Talmud. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
and,
very interesting.
Most Jewish people don't even believe in the quote unquote Second Testament or New Testament, King.
That's insane.
So they're not even taking that principle.
And they probably they take certain principles only to their benefit.
Right. Recompensing evil unto their evil. Right. So let's just play this video real quick, man. But yeah, I just wanted to bring out those points, man, and show y'all that this man knows he's the devil and he exposed the devils that he descends from. Right. So let's play this video right here. Definitely gonna put fair use in the bio so this video doesn't get taken down. But you good, King. Oh, slug.
I'm not gonna be nice.
Go
My
ahead,
name is
sister.
Barbara Massey. I'm Catherine Massey's sister. You killed my sister. Cat, I'm gonna tell you about my sister, Cat. Cat weighed 110 pounds, 72 years old. Cat would do anything for anybody, anytime. Cat was intelligent. She was a teacher. She was my best friend. She was anything at any given time. Cat was a protector. If Cat saw you, she probably went in her pocket and gave you some money, even though you didn't need it.
And I want y'all to notice the people that's defending him. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 people defending him, right?
Cat was an aunt. She was a great aunt. She was a cousin. She was a friend. Cat said she was a committee of one. There's nothing Cat wouldn't do for people. I want personally to choke you and leave my fingerprints on your neck because it was unnecessary. You leave 200 miles to come to Buffalo. You don't even know any black people. 95.7, that's what they said for the census in your time. You don't know an Indian, a Mexican, nobody. Your little punk ass decided to come and kill my sister. I talk to Cat every single day. You don't make Cat happy kids. Cat didn't have any children, but she said she had 34,000. That was the number of kids in school. Cat had so many children, our mind went boom with her own money. There's nothing Cat wouldn't do for anybody. You know what made Cat happy? Us cutting grass that we don't even own. That made my sister happy. That's what I was doing when you killed Cat. I was doing her lawn. I was there 8 hours with my family. Begging the cops, is my sister okay? You blew off her fucking back of her head, man.
Gosh.
72 years old. I want to, you better stick those places. You better say, cops, thank y'all for protecting me, because I will hurt you so bad. You have made me sick. You got my family crying. I miss my sister every day. I live 3 doors down from Cat. I talk.
If brothers have any precepts, man, it's just crazy because when we tell our people about who their enemy is, and it's like they look at us crazy. All right, we the one that's just speaking. We the hate group, right? The Israelites do not do shootings for you.
Yeah, we the hate group, but you have people who drop bombs on us for real.
Right.
Literal bombs. You have people praying in a circle and with our heads down, and they shoot us.
Right.
But we're the hate group.
We're the terrorists.
We the terrorists. That don't make no sense, man.
But one of the main issues is how long will we continue to be simple? How long will we continue to be a forgiving people? How long will we let people do us wrong and never call for justice or a thing to be done properly for our people? That's why we have to return. That's why our people have to repent and convert their ways and come back to the Most High, so we can finally get justice through the Most High. He gonna be the justifier. He's gonna be the equaling balance on the weight, on the balance of justice. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is a very egregious thing. Like, my heart goes out to the families that's been slain. You know, all the family members of who families been slain, and you know, like, it really hurts our heart. Even for us brothers that's right now teaching this class, this is a very hard thing for us to even hear as brothers, because we care for our people. That's why we're continually doing the work. That's why we're being the unprofitable servant. That's why we go to camp. We go to camp every Shabbat. We do flyer runs. We teach our people throughout the week, in season, out of season, all the time, so we could finally get salvation and be redeemed by the Most High, and let Christ be the one that's going to avenge us in the end. For all those people that's died, that all our people that died, we gonna have Christ being the avenger. He gonna destroy this place for our sakes. But first we have to repent. We have to repent, convert our ways, and return back unto the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And I yield on that. Salah.
I had a precept.
Second.
Hey, and just really quick, I want to add, I know I brought out Leviticus 26 and I believe it was 17 earlier, but if you continue reading down in that verse, after he says he's going to set his face against us, he says, after all these things, if you don't want to listen to me after all these things I've done to you, he said, I'm going to do it 7 times more to you. So people think like this is just going to stop, but it's not. There's going to be more instances. Right? And what it goes back to, what Asher was kind of bringing out, it goes back to us being disobedient to the Most High. And even when you talk about the history of black people, when you research Malcolm X, Malcolm X had the right idea. He was just serving the wrong power. Right? He was serving the wrong power. He knew who we were. He knew what the objective was. He was just serving the wrong power. So when we see things like this is the opportunity, and it gives us the opportunity to get closer to the Most High, to rely on Him and the angels to protect us in these last days. So I just wanted to bring that out. But go ahead, out. Come on.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground." And we know that our people that was killed unjustly, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we know that blood is crying out, man.
That's right.
The blood is crying out. So the Most High is definitely going to avenge our people at the end of the day, because we're the Most High's chosen, man. So we don't have nothing to worry about.
That's powerful.
I'm scared 4 times a day. My brother Ward goes up there and sit in the park with Cat like to be. My son called Cat triple black because she was so proud of her heritage. My nephew said Cat was a saint among sinners. My sister Catherine Ashley was a great person. Cat didn't hurt anybody. None ain't family did. You gonna come to our city and decide you don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human. We like our kids to go to good schools. We love our kids. We never go in those neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do
All right, you could see right there, there was.
You hear Esau in the back.
Right.
Oh, you'll see right there.
There are black man reacting.
Yeah, you see niggers walking around.
Right. It's sickening. I really wanted to get that precept. Can I get the book of Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4? Oh man, these scriptures are real, man. These scriptures are real. All right, Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. And this will be my last precept. The brothers had anything they just want to bring out. It's a wake-up call, man, that we just got to make sure we get right with the Most High within the spirit. Make sure we're fasting and praying and repenting back to the Most High through His Son Yahushua, so we can get out of this wicked kingdom and we can put these other nations in slavery, man. So they can receive that just judgment that's written about from the Most High.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slack.
The law is slacked, right?
And
the law is slack. The law is slack. They're not executing the proper judgment according to the law. The law is slack.
Right, they about to send this man to jail. Jail is a bad place. It's not a good place to be. But he gets to live. He gets to sleep on the bed.
Right.
He gets to eat 3 times a day.
That's what
he
I
gets
was
to
saying.
go outside and play basketball.
Right.
He gets to chill with other of his friends that he will make there. You know what I'm saying? He still gets to live at the end of the day. Right? So that's what's going into when it's saying that law is slack, man. Right? But let one of us do something like that.
Right. Salakia King, can you get that? Let me get Habakkuk 1 and 4, but I want a different translation. Right? Habakkuk 1 and 4. You can go to Bible Hub. Habakkuk 1 and 4. I just saw one in the Legacy Standard Bible. Right? Habakkuk 1 and 4 in the Legacy Standard Bible. See something right quick.
I got it. Can you hear me? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4 in the Legacy Standard Bible.
Right.
Therefore, the law is ignored.
The law is what?
Is ignored.
The law is literally ignored. Right? Keep going.
And justice never comes forth.
Right. True justice. This man needs to be put to death. Right? And you may have to lay up, and the iniquity should be laid up for his children as well, if he had any. Right? Or his parents. Right? Keep going.
For the wicked surround the righteous.
Right?
Therefore, justice becomes Osalak. For the wicked surround the righteous. Therefore, justice comes forth perverted.
Right. It's perverted. Right? Wrong judgment proceedeth, like the King James says. Right? The law is ignored in the land. Right? Can you get that actually in the GNT as well? Habakkuk 1 and 4 in the GNT. Right? Habakkuk 1 and 4 in the GNT.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, King.
Okay, I'll press. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4 in the GNT.
Right?
The law is weak and useless.
The law is what?
Weak and useless.
Right. The law is weak. The law is there. The law exists, but to them it's weak and useless. Right? It's ineffective. Right? Keep going.
And justice is never done.
And what?
Justice is never done.
And justice is never done. Right? The appropriate justice is never done. Keep going.
Evil people get the better of the righteous.
Right. The righteous are in the ground now. Like the powerful captain brought out, the righteous blood is on the earth now. It's returning back to dust. But the evil people, they got a bed to sleep on. They still can call their family. They still can eat. They still can sleep. They still can breathe. They still can drink. They can still do all these things that they took away from the Israelites. Right?
When that Constitution was written about, there was not one Jake around. Just remember that.
Right? Evil people get the better of the righteous. Keep going.
Evil people get the better of the righteous, and so justice is perverted.
Justice is perverted, man. Right? The righteous commandments of the Most High, righteous judgment does not proceed forth. Right? Man, but all praise to the Most High, to the power of every Isaac and Jacob. I pray that everybody was edified. You know, I pray that the Most High continues to protect you going out and coming in, right? We appreciate everybody that continues to tune in, right? We do have a Passover announcement coming up very soon, so look out for that as well. Also, at the water for everybody that tunes in, like and share, subscribe to the video. Next week, we will be dropping the breakdown of Galatians 3, so tune in for that. All right, tune into the Uppercut series where we go through the intricate doctrines that's in Israel and in the Christian world, right? And we break them down through the Spirit, right? All praise to the Most High, to the Father, everybody singing Jacob. I pray that everybody was edified. I pray the Most High continues to bring you peace, blessings, and prosperity and health, right, amongst all Israel, right? So, you know, I yield on that. If brothers had any closing statements, I can bring it out.
I got one precept I wanted to bring
Con,
out,
con.
just to kind of, give that recompense. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Most High. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." So the Most High is going to give that recompense at the end of the day. Let's just stay calm. Let's stay cool. Let's keep these commandments so we can get up out of here and see the destruction of our enemies. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Con, all praises. That's a powerful precept. Con, all praise to the Most High, to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, I pray that everybody was edified. Continue to walk and stay in the Spirit. Remember that this is the condition of the battle when we do go through struggles, but continue to endure until the end, until the Most High cracks our sky, and we can be delivered in those chariots, right? With that, I say shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel and death and destruction of Babylon. Shalom.
Shalom.
All praise.
Shalom.
Hallelujah. Shalom.
Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High.
Hallelujah.